This week we'll be covering the announcement of the new Halloween Horror Nights maze in Orlando, the closure of Shrek 4D in Hollywood, and also we'll be having an in-depth look at Mario Kart and all its patents for Hollywood and Orlando up next. Hi, I'm Will, your host for Universal Newscast, and we'll be covering all the news, rumours and developments happening over at Universal Studios. So why not go ahead and subscribe and hit that little notification bell as well, so you can get all your updates as and when they come out. And whilst you're at it, go and check out DSNY Newscast as well for all your Disney news. So let's get straight to the headlines. Halloween Horror Nights Orlando has confirmed that Saw will be one of its IP mazes at this year's event, with someone accidentally leaking images on Twitter of some plastic wrapped mannequin bodies in storage with the note Saw scrawled on it. The maze will be featuring as one large trap, echoing elements from the new Saw film Jigsaw, coming out October 27th, 2017. It was also confirmed that there'll be just 5 IP houses this year and 4 original concepts, instead of the usual 6:3 ratio we have been used to. So this leaves us with American Horror Story, The Shining, Ash vs the Evil Dead, and the Saw house confirmed, with a final house yet to be announced. But we strongly suspect that this will be a melting pot for some of the best Blumhouse production films as a Blumhouse of Horrors maze. But we'll have to wait and see when this house is officially announced. Next up, after 14 years of shows, Shrek 4D at Hollywood officially closed its doors on August the 13th. With the attendance dropping through recent years, it was decided that the attraction needed revamping to the new DreamWorks theatre, which will reopen in its place in 2018, with a completely unrecognisable exterior themed around an old Spanish-style 1930s theatre, and will feature the likes of Kung Fu Panda and Pals. On Shrek 4D's final day, many fans wanted the last chance to see the attraction, even committing to queuing at 1 hour at times. But we hope to see the Shrek 4D show return in the future if Universal decides to keep things fresh by rotating the DreamWorks production short films. And now onto our main article, with the announcement of Super Nintendo World coming to Orlando and Hollywood by 2021 or 2022, the internet has been awash with rumours, ideas and patents of the Nintendo rides, discussing how they all look, where they will be located, which rides may have to be cleared to make space for them, which Nintendo games will be honoured in a ride form, and how these rides will work and play out. One of the most iconic rides which has created such a buzz is the highly addictive, easy to pick up, party classic Mario Kart. Now, this game is beloved by fans worldwide, so it is really important that Universal crack this one. But there are so many ways the game could be reimagined in a ride form. So we have thought long and hard about how this ride could achieve the same level of success as the game in an authentic, detailed Mario Kart world. The first we are calling an ultra-competitive, gamified experience, where riders will actively be in control of the kart and play in a very similar way to the Nintendo games throughout the years. This could either utilise an LCD projection screen, VR headset, or augmented reality technology with individually powered competitive karts. Now, this style of ride, though very exciting, would come with its own hurdles. Nintendo have chosen Universal to faithfully represent their much beloved brand, so we hopefully won't see any more projection screens being used this time round, as I feel it wouldn't justify the experience. VR headsets are another option and would be a great addition, but again, it's not exactly what the guests and fans want, which is basically sat on a glorified VR simulator. Then there is another option of augmented reality goggles used in conjunction with individually powered karts, but again, this could be dangerous if the karts malfunction and could cause lengthy delays in the sure to be long queues. And it would also limit the type of rider that could efficiently enjoy this ride, as it would take prior knowledge of how the gameplay works, and this may be a tad too much to teach in a 5-minute ride. So that brings us to the other style of ride, and we'll borrow the phrase essence of gameplay from the famed Nintendo designer Shigeru Miyamoto, who promised to bring the essence of games to the real world. Now, this essence of games doesn't necessarily mean that it would be a carbon copy of the game. It could mean that it is actually just the feeling of the gameplay. This would give the competitive spirit, but without all the skills needed from a veteran Nintendo gamer, and would also allow all guests to enjoy the immersive interactive thrills of a Nintendo Mario Kart ride. This option would eliminate the independent kart style, where you are in complete control of the vehicle. And so this would leave us with the two options of either a tracked or trackless ride. For example, Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger Spin or the Men in Black ride are good examples of a tracked style ride, with several cars with 2 or 4 people in each one, competing against one another. In a Mario Kart ride, guests could shoot power-ups to move faster than competitors on parallel tracks. And by shooting targets on the opponent's car, you could create a dizzying spin effect similar to an oil slick, and difficult maneuvers, creating a more problematic experience to compete and win the race. And then there is the trackless system, used in dark rides such as Winnie the Pooh's Honey Hunt in Disneyland Japan, or Ratatouille's L'Aventure in Disneyland Paris. With these rides, the rider in the vehicle cannot see a clear path ahead of them to know where the vehicle will go next, and they can only guess the direction they will be heading, as there is no track and the vehicles are on a free-roaming, pre-programmed route. So this keeps the idea suspense, as in the Nintendo games, not knowing where the cart will go next, with multiple options for cars to split off in different directions. We feel this option would be best, as it would give you a unique experience every time, and also give you that element of surprise which is so important in Nintendo games, at the same time as being simple enough for the novice gamers. Now, a while back we even saw Universal file some patents with the US Patents Office, detailing some moving car systems that looked awfully close to what could be used in a Mario Kart ride. A patent labelled Amusement Park Ride Tunnel is a ride system that includes a tunnel and a vehicle ride path in the tunnel, and this patent outlines that a projection system could be used to project images onto one or more walls of the tunnel. The patent shows how a car could enter the tunnel with projected images or possible screens similar to Skull Island, Rain or Kong, and illuminate the tunnel as part of the story. The patent also defines how a warp pipe, as it is known by Nintendo, could transition the rider into a more immersive Mario-style world, and help emphasizing speed and excitement as trees, hills, castles, cityscapes, or flashing city neon lighting whiz by in a blur via projection on a cylinder tunnel. This would help the design and space management of the ride to give the impression of a much larger environment, and would also, in turn, allow more space to build other attractions within the park or the land. It also states that the use of the projectors or self-illuminating displays like LED screens to display the sky, clouds, trees, buildings, bodies of water, wildlife, aircraft, trains or vehicles. And if you add this to the other 4D special effect elements at Universal's disposal, such as wind, water spray, lighting changes and rumble effects to signify speed, this would authentically create an impression of thrust and speed in a Mario Kart thrill ride. It's also possible that the tunnel projection could be used in the queuing housing area, or at the start of the ride similar to Spaceship Earth at Magic Kingdom, or the Incredible Hulk coaster at Islands of Adventure. It is also interesting that the patent also shows how tunnels can be shifted and elevated to simulate a break in the track to create a more intense, exciting thrill factor, whilst the kart itself may be moving much slower than it is suggested. In other images, vehicles appear to ride around a rotation area of walls, beams, blocks or arches, dodging through and around structures whilst racing. This could be an area with basic two-way operation in which you can collect power-ups or score points to win. So, with Universal Studios Japan set to have the pleasure of this new land to coincide with Tokyo's 2020 Summer Olympics, I'm sure we'll see many more hints and teasers of what to expect at Universal Orlando and Hollywood soon. So, we'll keep you updated with any patents, ideas or announcements as they occur. So, the question put to all you studio stars is, which ride style would you prefer for Mario Kart at Super Nintendo World? The carbon copy ultra competitive gamified experience, or a simpler essence of play style ride? Anyway, that's it for this week. Stay tuned for some shout outs for some of last week's best comments. As always, thanks for watching, and go and hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you can get all your updates as soon as they come out. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment and share it, as it really does help this channel grow, and also we love hearing from everyone in the Studio Stars community. And we'll be back next Wednesday for another Universal Newscast. So if you've got any ideas or topics you'd like for us to cover, don't forget to let us know, as remember, where there's a will, there's a way.